Lorenzen Wright made headlines as the 7th overall pick in the 1996 NBA draft. He played for his hometown Memphis Grizzlies and had a huge impact on that community. But in 2010, he mysteriously disappeared. Police found his body 10 days later. The case went cold for 7 years until new evidence led Memphis police to make 2 arrests. Special correspondent James Brown has a preview of tomorrow's 48 Hours.
At nearly 7 feet tall, Lorenzen Wright was a giant in his hometown. First as a local high school star, then at the University of Memphis, and finally in the NBA with the Memphis Grizzlies.
Lorenzen was the hometown boy, makes good.
Former Memphis Police Director Tony Armstrong says Wright's impact was big.
You can imagine with all of the lives that he had touched, not only here in this city, but all across the world, it was a phenomenal story.
By 2010, Wright was 34 years old and at the end of a long NBA career. But then, one night in July, he suddenly went missing. This disturbing 911 call was placed by Lorenzen Wright.
911, where's your emergency?
Son, I have nothing but gunshots.
But he was not able to identify himself. Dispatchers say they could not locate the source of the call, and no one made the connection.
He had disappeared, and he was gone over all of these days, and nobody knew anything. This is April from Channel 3.
Investigative reporter April Thompson covered the story for the Memphis CBS affiliate.
His mother, Deborah, really kind of pushed that something's not right.
We checked all his friends from here to Atlanta, Mississippi, everywhere, so I don't have a clue.
10 days later, the shocking news.
Lorenzen Wright's mother runs toward investigators.
Police in Memphis, Tennessee have found the body of former...
The police found Wright's body near a backwoods road some 20 miles outside of Memphis. He was shot 5 times.
This was Lorenzen Wright. Who would be hating him that much?
As Memphis mourned, months turned into years, and the city became obsessed with solving the murder of its favorite son.
There was a lot of pressure to solve it because of who Lorenzen Wright was and what he meant to this city.
Then finally, 7 long years after the murder, in November 2017, police got a break. They found the murder weapon in a lake. How unusual is it to find a key piece of evidence some 7 years later?
They found a needle in the haystack.
Weeks later, police arrested 2 people, a landscaper with a criminal past and Lorenzen Wright's ex-wife and the mother of his 7 children.
Just the thought of it, is this even real?
James Brown is with us from Washington. JB, good morning. It's so shocking to hear all of that, and then that his wife was arrested. Why do investigators think she was involved and why she did it?
Shocking and sobering the story is indeed, Norah. And first of all, Shara Wright, his ex-wife, and Billy Ray Turner, the landscaper, have both pled not guilty. Now, the prosecution alleges 2 things. One, that she and the landscaper were having an affair. And second, they allege that she killed Lorenzen Wright for the $1 million life insurance policy that he took out a short time before his death, Norah.
Mm-hmm. And how solid is the case against her?
Well, keep in mind that this was a cold case for quite a while. As a matter of fact, 7 years exactly. So we know that memories can be a little sketchy over that period of time, and evidence maybe not as solid as they'd like. Although there is more than one suspect, and often, as you know, Norah, the accused tend to point fingers at each other, so that always can present a challenge.
I'm still trying to think, if she's the ex-wife, why she wanted him gone, if their marriage was done and done.
Well, good question, Gayle. 6 living kids, 7 kids they had total. So one would think it might have something to do with the kids. But with respect to that $1 million life insurance policy, I'll say this much in promoting the story for tomorrow. That $1 million life insurance policy was blown through in about 10 months, Gayle.
JB, thank you. See, that's a good question, and it will probably be answered on Saturday night.
I was sitting there with my ex-wife hat on thinking, well, what? Okay, bye. Just wondering. Right.
Gayle, please do not ever become part of a 48 Hours report, okay? I will come visit you in the Slammer.
I can be impartial.
I will come visit you.
I'm impartial. No judgment here.
All right, you can watch his full report, Lorenzen Wright, No Defense, tomorrow on 48 Hours. It airs at 10, 9 Central, right here on CBS.